Namaste. Well, today I thought we'd do a nice little seated and all fours yoga stretch. So I'm coming up to the 7th month of pregnancy now, feeling a little bit stiff inside, and you'll probably be starting to experience that from about month 3, month 4, depending on how big you get, how quickly. But the muscles tend to feel a bit tight, tends to feel a little bit like you're a bit squashed inside. So yoga is a good way to create some space in your body, create some space for your baby to grow, and also create some space so you can breathe and eat, because those things are very important, particularly at the moment. So I'm going to start in a cross-legged position. In yoga we call this sukhasana, or easy pose. If you're not comfortable sitting down, if your hips are a little tight, you might want to put a cushion or a pillow underneath your bottom just to elevate the hips a little. So starting in this nice seated posture, placing your hands on your knees, I want you to sit tall. So ladies, lengthen up through your neck and lengthen up through your spine. Check your shoulders are away from the ears. So let's just bring them up and then bring them back down again. And again, bring them up and bring them back down. And keep them there. Bring your weight slightly to the front of your sit bones. I'm going to start with some nice circular movements. So what this will do is it will help to move your pelvis, help to move your rib cage, and hopefully help to give you a little bit more space in your body. We're going to add some breathing to our movements. So as you come forwards, take an inhale, and then exhale as you move back. So just loosening off the pelvis. As you start to move through the exercise, try and not only move your body weight around and your tailbone and your lower body, try and move your ribs and your hips and your spine. So we're really starting to loosen off the whole body. You might even want to move your shoulders a little bit, move your neck, and don't forget to breathe. So we take a deep breath in, and then a nice deep breath out. Change directions for me. So we're moving our weight from side to side, moving our weight forwards and backwards, moving our sit bones, moving the lower body, but also then starting to work into the rib cage, maybe getting a little more shoulder work going on there as well. Just loosening off. It's a really nice way just to loosen off tight muscles and just to give your whole lower back, your hips, a good stretch. Good. And then when you're done, just come back to center. Relax your shoulders down. Just tiptoe out your hands and then bring your other arm up and come up for a stretch. So just reaching over to the side so you can really open the side of the body. And then as you reach, just lift up through your ribs. So just turn a little further round, keeping your sit bones down. And then we'll circle the arms, so bring it down. And then inhale. Exhale. And then inhale. Exhale. Try not to collapse down into this side bit of the body. Really reaching up and breathing. Inhale. Exhale. So we're opening out this side. We're still lifting through the opposite side, lifting through the pads of the fingers. So we're not putting any pressure on the wrist. One more. And then just lift and turn, and then just take this hand and maybe try and reach round and just take it to your lower back. Or if you're flexible enough, reach round and just hold on to your hip. Open out your chest, open out your collarbone. Don't sink down into the opposite arm. Lift up and out of your arm. Good. And release. Let's do the opposite side. So ladies, just tiptoe out the arm. Nice big stretch, reaching up and over. This is such a good stretch for giving you more space in your body. Connect the breath to the movement. So what you're doing is taking an inhale as you reach over, and an exhale as you take it back. Let's try that again. Inhale as you reach. And this time just lift up. Just lift the rib cage and just turn. Creating that lovely space for your baby, space for your breathing. And then we'll add some circles. So we'll inhale and exhale. Don't collapse down into the opposite side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And how far back you go is completely up to you. Starting to open out from the chest and the collarbone. Maybe one more. Taking your hand to your lower back, or if you're flexible enough, if you can bring your hand around, taking hold of the waist, not sinking down into the arm, lifting up and out of your waist and out to the side of the body. Good. And then release. Let's give our shoulders a little bit of a roll through. Now in pregnancy, you don't really want to be sat in the same position for too long, so we'll shift our position. We'll take it to Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. So I'm going to put the soles of my feet together. How close you bring the feet is up to you. The higher your knees, generally the tighter your hips. So if your knees are pretty high, you might want to cushion underneath your sit bones. So we can stay here, relax your shoulders, or we can hinge forwards at the hips, going a little bit deeper into the stretch. So really starting to open out the hips, open out the pelvis, and ladies, do not forget to breathe. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just go a little deeper into the stretch. If you're a little bit bigger and you're in the later stages of your pregnancy, you might feel uncomfortable leaning forwards. What we don't want to do is compress the baby, so we want to hinge forwards from the hips. So we've got enough space for the baby. Shoulders away from the ears, leaning forwards. And then just coming back, sitting tall. So bringing the hands to the heart center into prayer position. I'm going to reach my arms forwards. Inhale. And take them back. Exhale. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you press back. Inhale forwards, palms facing the ceiling. Exhale, squeeze back. Inhale forwards. Exhale, squeeze back. So I'm really pinching my shoulder blades back, squeezing my elbows behind my back and working into my deep postural muscles. Good. So let's make this a little bit more fluid. So we connect a little bit more movement to the breath. Inhale forwards. Exhale backwards and push outwards. Inhale. Exhale, palms up. Inhale, squeeze. Palms flip out. Exhale, press. Inhale, center. Flip the palms. Exhale, forwards. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, press. Inhale, center. Flip the palms. Exhale, squeeze forwards, lengthen. Inhale, squeeze back. Exhale, press and hold. And just release. Take your hands behind your back. You might want to move your feet now, that's fine. Interlace your hands and just pull back. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulders down your spine. I'm going to show you this from the side. So I'm squeezing. You might want to stay here. If you're flexible enough, you might want to take a little hinge forwards at the hips. Just taking care we're not squishing our babies. And then bringing your hands forwards and just releasing down. And then from here, we'll just take it over onto all fours. All fours is generally quite a comfortable position for pregnancy. So taking it over onto all fours. And then taking it down into a child's pose. I'm going to take a little thread the needle here for the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach forwards with my hands. What I'm not going to do is collapse into my arms. So reaching forwards, and you might want to take your knees a little bit wider. Flip the palm of your hand up and thread your arm underneath your opposite arm and just take a twist. Now with this outstretched arm, you can bring it in closer and you can press down just to deepen the twist. And breathe deeply. And then do the opposite side. So opposite hand flips up to the ceiling. Take a little thread, thread the palm, turn, and really twist. Twisting from your shoulder. Bring your opposite arm closer. If you want more of a stretch, press down for your opposite hand and just deepen the twist. Still breathing. Coming back to center. Well done. We'll finish with puppy pose, which is a bit like child's pose, but it's a bit more advanced. If you prefer child's pose, you can rest here or here. Or if we're trying puppy pose, we're going to come up onto hands and knees. We're going to bring our hands a little bit further forwards. We're going to grip our toes. We're going to inhale, exhale, press back. Notice how my bottom or sit bones are up in the air. Press down. And you may want to lay the forehead down on the mat and just reaching, pressing into the pads of the fingers. Good. Take an inhale to come forwards. And then an exhale, press back. Let's try 2 more of those, ladies. So inhale to come forwards. Don't let your bottom drop. Exhale back, pressing down through the feet so we work the insteps. Last one, inhale, come forwards. Exhale back. And walk the hands towards you. Let's finish with a stretch we call Mermaid. So I've brought one leg in front. Place the foot to the top of my opposite thigh. The other knee is bent and the foot's behind me. Sitting tall, remember the space, the length. Tiptoe out the hands. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm stretching and loosening off my hips, but I'm also getting that nice stretch through the waist. Make it a little bit quicker if you want to. And then switching sides. So bring the feet forward, switch sides. Take one leg back. Take the other foot, place it to the top of the thigh. This side feels a little bit more tighter, but everyone's different. You might notice tightness or you might not. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your waist nice and long. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going a little quicker. Feeling the stretch in the hip, feeling the stretch here in the inner thigh as well. But again, everyone's different. And then release. Bring yourself back to Sukhasana or easy pose. Bring your thumbs to the heart center in prayer and just place your fingertips to your third eye, the place between the eyebrows. Close your eyes and just bow.